All right, awesome. Well, we have some people rolling on. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Happy Tuesday. We're going to give it a few minutes as people get logged on and jump on the call with us. But as you guys are jumping on, drop a comment in. Where are you guys joining from? What team are you guys part of? Let's hear it. Super excited. We have a ton of great stuff to cover today. Some phenomenal training that's going to happen. Awesome. We got Kim Perkins on with us. Thanks for joining, Kim. We got Huntington Beach. Thank you for hopping on, Monet. All right, Erika. We got Erika from Indiana. You guys are going to be hearing from her today. Some awesome training that we're going to go through, and just make sure we're not leaving any stone unturned. Coming at a convention, phenomenal event, lots going on right now, tons to take advantage of. So I want to make sure that we don't miss anything. Awesome. Well, drop a comment in. Where are you guys joining in from? We got a lot of people hopping on right now, which is great to see. So thank you guys for joining. We'll give it about a minute and then we will roll into some housekeeping items. We got Rhonda from PA. We got Anaheim with Scarlett. Tensed, Idaho. Sally, thanks for joining. All right, awesome. We got Andrea from Wichita, Kansas. Thanks for joining us. We are gonna get started here. We got also Jesse from Northern Virginia. Thanks for joining us, Jesse. Okay, we're gonna roll into this. We got a few housekeeping items that I'm gonna cover and go through today. But welcome to our Momentum Live here on a gorgeous Tuesday in Utah. We got bright sunny weather, no clouds going on, which is phenomenal. We've had some really warm weather rolling through, which has been super nice here. But happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are all having a phenomenal morning and almost afternoon for those joining on the East. We're going to hop in and obviously cover our proper disclosures. So going through any distributor sales earnings, disclose our potential gross earnings and not net of other business expenses and not necessarily representative of the actual income, if any, that a distributor can or will earn through the LifeVantage sales compensation plan. Distributors' earnings are based on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. So we can't guarantee any income or rank success because it is all based on your individual efforts. But you can always see our average annual earnings disclosure for more details on what that looks like per rank. But hopping into it, I am Victor Tafolla. I'm one of our US sales directors here at LifeVantage. Very grateful to be on with you guys today and have a lot to go through. Coming out of a massive, going to start off with events, but coming out of a massive event like convention and on the tail end of that growth summit, which Erika Dell was there for with us. Such an incredible opportunity. I just started at the end of January, and I cannot tell you how incredible it was in my first few months of being able to attend a global convention and a growth summit, really getting the feel of who we are as a company, our culture, the caliber of leadership that we have here, the continued innovations that we continue to make as a company, leading edge on our science and our clinicals that we do for our products to continue to create that validation that we truly have products that work. And also phenomenal compensation plan training I was able to sit in and listen to by Tyler Daniels and really hearing how the Evolve compensation plan came to be and how industry leading it is in terms of making sure we're not leaving any stone unturned and checking all the boxes that we need to make sure that every path that you're going to join on as a consultant is set up for success and giving you the tools that you need. So could not be more grateful to be part of that. And truly the best part, you guys, being able to meet you guys in person, connect, build some relationships. I was able to meet a lot of people that I haven't met in person yet. A lot of the leaders that I'm working with that I now get to have, I got some FaceTime with them and their teams, and a lot of their leaders, their up and coming leaders that were able to attend Growth Summit that qualified for it. So great to be part of those two events back to back. But speaking of events, upcoming, we have July 12th is going to be our Activate virtual event. So make sure that you guys tune into that. We have our Growth Summit that's going to be happening September 12th through the 14th. Qualifications for Growth Summit end at the end of June. So make sure that you guys are tracking that. making the last final pushes to get your qualifications in so you can attend with us. And then last but not least, October 24th through the 25th, Dallas for Momentum Academy. So cannot wait to be there with you guys, see you guys in person, receive some world-class training from some of the training that's going to happen there. And speaking of events, we have our activation tour that's kicked off this month, and multiple events have already happened, but upcoming, we also have Indiana happening. Actually, that is today. So we have Gentry being, he's going to be in Indiana. And we also have upcoming on the 18th, Philadelphia Super Saturday and a Super Sunday. Saturday is happening in New York. Philadelphia is happening on Sunday on the 18th. Really looking forward to Brinley Riggs being out there. Skylar Fobbs is going to be out in Kentucky for the 19th and the 20th. And then I myself will be out in Arizona in Gilbert and Scottsdale area on the 29th and 30th of this month. So cannot wait to get out there, connect. Those of you guys that are attending, cannot wait to meet you. A lot of other events that are currently planned. You guys can find all of those on Big Blue. So make sure that you're scanning this QR code, looking up our Big Blue calendar so that you guys can see all the slated events we have this month, and we have events on there already loaded for June. So make sure that you guys take advantage. If you're local, if you're central enough to make it to one of these events, do not hesitate. Come out, hang out with us, connect. We're going to have some incredible giveaways, some promos that are going to be event specific for those that are in attendance. So make sure that you guys are there and attending, and pushing all of your people that are in the area to come and have a blast with us during those events. So coming out of convention, two big drive era incentives that launched, and these are our Q2 incentives going from April to June. One is going to be your rank advancement bonus. So enroll between April and June, achieve SC1 within your launch period. You're going to double up on your rank advancement bonus. So instead of $150, you're now going to have $300 put in your pocket just by getting to SC1 within that launch period. So for the newest person getting started, take advantage, capitalize on this, getting some quick wins to set yourself up for long-term success, but also getting compensated in the process. Who doesn't like to double up on some commission? So make sure that you guys are incentivizing your team, pushing this with them, especially those new people that have some fire and they're wanting to get started quickly. A great incentive to take advantage of, so do not miss out. And those that are pushing for this, the other incentive that we launched at convention is going to be our exclusive shoe reward. So those that were at convention, 23rd to the 26th of last month, if you personally enroll two or more consultants who achieve SC1 within that time frame of April through June and hit SC1 in their launch period, you're going to win yourself one of these incredible pairs of custom branded Air Force One Nikes that you're seeing a picture of. These are slick. If you guys were at convention and saw Jake Hines, Julie Webster, Kristen Cunningham, a lot of people on our executive team were rocking these, and they look phenomenal in person. I don't even know if these pictures do them justice because they look top notch when you guys see these. So make sure that you're pushing for these, incentivizing your team to go out and take advantage of the rank advancement bonus, but in doing so, finding those new SE1s, you guys get two of those within April through June. You're going to get your guys self a custom pair of Drive Era sneakers. So make sure that you guys take advantage. So another massive drop that we had at convention, an incentive that just launched, April 1 through December 31st is the qualification time frame for our Thailand executive destination. I honestly was blown away. Like just seeing the promotional video for this and where you guys are going for those that attend and qualify for this incentive trip, unreal 6-day, 5-night hotel stay for two, curated activities in Thailand for two, and then up to $3,000 per account towards airfare. Some of the islands are just breathtaking. You guys go and watch that promotional video. If you guys go to the hub, it's on there for you to take a look at. And some incredible spots, destination locations for sure. I've been to Thailand a handful of times and haven't been to either of the places that you guys will be attending and going to for those that qualify. And I'm blown away. Like it's definitely a bucket list trip. So make sure that you're pushing towards it. If you guys need help mapping out what is your pathway to get to Thailand exec destination, feel free to utilize and leverage the sales team. I've been on calls since convention with a lot of the executives that I work with just to game plan and make sure, hey, what do I need to do to ensure that I lock this trip in? So we are more than willing, more than happy to hop on and really strategize, game plan, and create that vision of what it's going to take to get there because you're not going to want to miss this. So make sure you guys take advantage, all these incredible incentives. All right, so enough with the housekeeping items. Really excited to bring on Erika Dale, and she's our exec consultant too. It's going to do some incredible training for us today. Had such a pleasure watching you crush it on stage at convention, but also a couple days at Growth Summit, where you provided some awesome training, being able to pour into all of our MCs that we had there in attendance and those that had qualified for it. Um, Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and being willing to partner and share some insights as to what you guys are working
Absolutely.
on.
My pleasure.
So what I've loved is you guys, not just with your team, but you personally, like you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk when it comes to discipline and making sure that you're staying consistent with those things that really matter. I see your guys' walks that you Jesse and Shiloh do all the time, which is awesome. Staying fit, staying active, but really taking a serious look at how can you guys make sure you're doing the things for your health to put you at the forefront of where you need to be. But that translates also into everything you guys do with your team. I've seen how consistent you guys show up for them, which is phenomenal. And that's a big piece coming out of convention, coming out of all of this crazy energy that you guys feel, and you get to fill your cup honestly at convention and come home to really taking those plans that you've made, those goals that you've set, and putting some action behind them so that you guys can get to work on the next steps for your business. So grateful to have you on because you guys are phenomenal when it comes to what is like the most important or essential IPAs, so those income producing activities that you guys are focused on with you and your team to become like those SC1 developing machines, getting people started quickly, getting them quick wins.
Yeah, I mean, anytime there's something that's going on inside of the company, right? Coming out of an event, new videos, new tools, like I run with that excitement. And so one of the things that I would tell you guys is to first and foremost, go back to everyone that's ever told you they were interested, but hasn't said yes, hasn't actually pulled the trigger. And go and share with them what's going on. Like, hey, we have new incentives. We have this incredible new video. I would love to share it with you guys. Wasn't that 7-minute video amazing that LifeVantage made for us? If you're not showing that to all of the people who have shown some interest but haven't pulled the trigger, that's a quick, easy follow-up. Hey, we just launched this brand new video. I love it. Could I share it with you? It's only 7 minutes. Quick, easy conversation. You're now getting them back invigorated, right? Back in the funnel, and then just asking the question like, hey, I know you were interested the last time we chatted. Is there anything in your life that would make you say yes today? Or how can I help you to get started today? Like, create that urgency that you want for them to get started right away. Utilizing the incentives, leveraging the incentives. I am going back to everyone that ever has shown interest, and I'm just saying like, hey, we have a double bonus if you get started right now, and we get you to, I don't give them a lot of details. They don't know what SC1 is. They don't know what numbers are. But if we get you to this rank in the next 60 days or before the end of June, you're going to earn double the bonus, and you're probably going to make around $800 just by doing this. Do you want to do that? Would another $800, an extra $800 in your bank account help your family over the next 2 months? And so really just taking that excitement and not keeping it bottled up and not just leaving it for my team because we're all excited, but really running and going back to all of those people. And then outside of those people, right, you still have to continue to create your list, continue to add to your list. And so going and finding the new, getting really loud on social media, if that's the way that you're building your business, but not relying on that. I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong is they think that they can just make a post and they're going to have people throwing their credit cards at them. I'm here to tell you that's just not how it works if that's what you're thinking. So going to the people, getting into conversations. I teach social media a lot, and I teach that there's 3 phases. Number one is a lot of outbound messaging, which is probably where most of us are. Phase two, as you begin to build your influence, is when people start coming to you. And that's where it starts to get pretty cool. And then phase three is you don't have time for outbound messaging because you have so many people in your DMs every single day. Phase three almost never happens. And I'm here to tell you that's like the unicorn phase. And so if you're thinking that one post or one story or anything like that is going to get you the shoes or get you to that next rank or whatever it is that you're after, you've got to go and do the do. You've got to go get those messages going, get in conversations with people.
Love that. That is such a phenomenal point to really drive home is again, your posts alone, those aren't going to take you to where you need to be. We're in network marketing, right? It's all based on relationship capital and you connecting individually with those people to build trust and rapport, right? So the better trust and rapport that you have, the more relationship capital that you guys start stacking up incrementally with those conversations, the more that you guys are going to find success with those people that are going to trust you enough to take a look. One thing that we talked about, we had a great growth summit call last night with those that attended, and a big piece that we leaned into is care about people's cares, right? Being able to really lean in and understand how can I make sure that I'm showing up to be of service and find the right solution for these people, right? And actually truly caring about what it is that's going to make the difference or move the needle for them and their family, which I absolutely loved. Shauna Mucklow really drilled that home, which I think is so crucial. But to your point, like you can't do that through just a Facebook post. So I love that you focus in on that. Um, awesome. Well, what are some of the things that you guys are also doing? I mean, being that you're looking for SC1s right now, leveraging the energy, leveraging the incentives that we currently have, like what are some of those things that you coach your team on how to go out and find consultants?
Yeah, I mean, I think really, guys, it's asking the questions. And I love what you just said, care about people's cares. You're not going to learn about their cares until you start asking questions. And so you really just have to get good at asking questions. And I think, I fall into this trap often. Someone will come to me and they'll ask me about the mind body system or the business or whatever it might be. And I just want to send them like, here's some stuff. It doesn't work that way, right? That's kind of the end result. It's more of asking, why are they interested? What has them in your inbox? What change are they after? What benefit are they desiring? And so really starting to dig in a little bit deeper with each person that you're having those conversations with. Um, and so I think again, just going all in on the system, on following our ITT system because it works. I think what we want to reinvent the wheel, and you just don't have to. I know Carrie Dickey has said from stage before she would have people join her and, hey, Carrie, I think I'm gonna go and put flyers in everyone's mailbox in my neighborhood, and she would always just say, you can do that. That's not how I did it. Do you want to know how I did it? Or insert whatever it is that you want to go and do to reinvent the wheel. And here's the thing, the leaders in this company got to be where they are by following the system. And that is the ITT system, right? We didn't have some fancy name for it back in the day, but at the end of the day, you need to go invite, need to see if they're open to the product, to the opportunity. You need to get them to a tool, leverage events near you, leverage overviews, leverage the video, leverage whatever it is that we have, and continue to leverage those things, exposure to exposure, and then get them in front of someone that can help validate what you're showing them, what you're telling them over and over and over again. You guys, this is still what I do every single day as I build my business. And this is what I teach my team, especially those that are looking to go SC1 and then go help 2 or 3 people get to SC1 as well.
I absolutely love that because that was another thing that we talked about on the call last night. The ITT system, the fundamentals never change, right? At the end of the day, the fundamentals always stay the same. Really, the only thing that changes is going to be maybe some of that time that's now spent as you level up and as you rank advance and start growing a team. Now, how do I go and teach my team exactly what I'm doing in terms of those fundamentals that I'm focused on? Because you never outwork those, right?
Yeah.
Core leadership principle. You can never outwork the fundamentals. So
I
love that.
always say if until you're a 6-figure earner in LifeVantage, the ITT is 80% of your time.
Mm.
You're working 10 hours a week, 8 hours should be ITT. And I know that doesn't sound sexy because it's not, right? But we have to master the mundane in order to get to where we want to go.
I love that. Mundane never sounds sexy, but it is what takes you to the next level for sure. So I love that you guys focus in and hone in on that. That's a crucial piece, definitely. So getting people, we've talked a lot about getting people started and getting them some quick wins. So like what, in terms of what you guys do, what is the importance for you guys on onboarding and having a plan in place just for your newest people to get those quick wins, to find that $800 over the course of the next month or two for them and their families?
Yeah, I think the first thing that we need to make sure we're doing is setting proper expectations. I think a lot of times we want to tell people like, oh, you can do this in your spare time and build in the nooks and crannies. And while that may be true, if they're telling you they want to, they want to make really good money here, they want to go far, it's probably not going to be done that way. And so setting those expectations, but I always tell people you need to treat this like a job. I don't tell them to treat it like a business because most people joining you have never owned a business. They don't know what that actually means. And so I say treat it like a job. And what I say with that also is when you showed up for the first day of your big girl job or your big boy job, right? There wasn't just like, you weren't just like, here you go figure it out. There was a manual, there was probably someone training you. You probably were, sitting next to someone for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. I'm that person. Let me onboard you. Let me work with you. I'm going to tell you what to do, not because I'm your boss, but because I've gotten to where you are telling me you want to get. And by doing what I'm going to coach you to do, this will take you where you're going to go. One thing that Brandon Cunningham said, and this goes hand in hand with this, is he asks people when they first get started, um, when you don't show up or when you start ignoring me or when you guys fill in the blank, right? Because we know this happens with a lot of new people. How do you want me to approach you? And he'll set that up because we all know like people, it's so easy to quit. It's so easy to quit network marketing. And so then he knows how to go and talk to them when they get to that point. But I think getting them those quick wins, Victor, like you said, it's the most crucial. And I think we also think that the quick win is the consultant or the customer. And yes, those are wins, but you guys, the first quick win might be that they watched your launch guide video if you have that for your team, or they made their first post, or they shot that first text out to invite someone to take a look. Those are all wins. And what you need to do as you're onboarding someone is praise the heck out of them for just doing it. That is how they're going to go to bed that night excited and ready to do it again tomorrow versus scared and fearful and ready to quit already. So just really, really recognize the activities that you want to see them continue to do.
Recognition is such a massive piece that, I mean, you knocked it home with that. How many times, I mean, just in the day to day, we get to hear a lot at LifeVantage internally as employees, but in the everyday average world, like how many times at work are people getting shouted out and just getting praised for these small little actions, right? The micro actions they're expected to do, but being called out on a massive stage in terms of a team call or your guys' Facebook group or a chat that you guys have. It means so much to people. So I love that you bring that up. What is it? Grown men will die for it, babies cry for it. Right?
Yeah, thanks. Women cry
Recognition.
for it, men will die for
Either
it.
way.
But it's so true. It's
Yeah,
so true. And even if, you're watching this and you're like, oh, I don't want to be recognized. We all still crave that recognition. So even if it's one-on-one recognition, you guys just letting them know like you did it. I'm launching a new consultant right now. Maybe she joined right at the end of April. And every day I'm texting her with a couple things to do for the day. It's not monumental. It's not, things that are gonna like, she told me she wouldn't do lives. Guess what? She's already done a live. Not because I told her to, but just because she's plugged in and she's gaining confidence as she's going. She's put in her first customer and she's just doing the small activities every single day that I'm telling her to do because she doesn't know what to do. And so I think as you're launching new people and onboarding them, you have to remember that they are looking for you to direct them. So don't feel like you're being bossy or I don't want to be a boss. I've been there, I've done that, like that, those ships have sailed, but you're a mentor. And at the end of the day, it is helpful for you to go out and tell them what to do so that they feel confident in doing it.
that's awesome. I love that. I mean, again, it's those micro actions, right? To your point of just let's just get this done. Make sure that our micros are done so that when we get to our macro, we know that no stone has been unturned. We've done everything in our power and our actions to actually get there. Which again, such a sense of satisfaction, right? That it gives you knowing that, hey, I'm actually putting in the work and I'm seeing the success. So super crucial when getting people started, especially new people started to get those quick wins. So I love that you guys focus in on that. What are some of those things that you're having her do? Like some of those IPAs, some of the daily things that you're saying, hey, let's go ahead and get after it. And here are a few items that you can work on that are really going to get you closer to getting some new enrollments, finding a new leader. What are some of those things?
I mean, for me, I do a 30-day social media new post every day. It's not all business. It's not all look at me, join me, invite. Some of it's just like things to get traction, right? So we might do like a this or that, right? Do you prefer a cat or a dog? So it's just things that they can post on their social media. So I do that. And then each day I just give them a little task, whether it's maybe doing like a training, right? Like an ITT training, so they can really understand what that is. In the beginning, I have them write down some names. And then we're going to start messaging these people. And I give them scripts. I always tell them, like, hey, make this sound like you. This is just to get your brain flowing. But send this out to 3 people, send this out to 5 people. When they reply, let me know. And then I give them the next step. And then what, obviously, as you build upon that, you start to learn, right? And eventually they're like, hey, I already sent this person to the video, and can I put them in a chat with you? And I'm like, I didn't even have to tell her to do that because she's done it 15, 20, 30 times. She's starting to get the sequence of the ITT system. And that's obviously the ultimate goal, is to become independent of me and to step into leadership if that's something that they want.
Yeah, teach men to fish, right? Like being able to lead them down that path so that they get in the repetitions, right? So that
Yes,
it becomes second nature. I know exactly what I need to do, where I need to funnel people, what tools I need to get those people plugged into. But also to your point of the three-way, like getting people in a messenger chat, getting people on a call with you. So crucial. I love seeing this comment too, and that piece that you touched on from Brandon is how do you want me to approach you, right? When you're slacking, when you're kind of slipping up, you're not staying true to your commitments that you said you were going to do. Like, how do you want me to approach that conversation? Which that is absolute gold, just meeting someone where they're at and how they'd like to be met. So crucial, right? And I think it deepens that ability to be able to approach your team in a way where it's not off-putting or it's gonna rattle them. It's, hey, I really care, and this is how you've asked me to reach out to you, so let's have that conversation, right?
exactly.
So absolutely love that. I know you have a training coming up, another training, busy woman. But thank you so much for hopping on. And what I challenge you guys to do, take some notes, go back and watch this. This will be posted. Make sure that you have your plans in place to take advantage, leverage these incentives that we have for our Q2 drive era incentives. Again, leverage the sales team. Call us here if you guys need help, if you guys need assistance, have questions. And one thing that I want you to ask yourself, what is the leader that you want to show up as for your guys' team, right? Jake Hines actually said this on one of our past calls, on our executive calls, but who is the leader that you want to show up as, right? When it comes to your team, is it one that you want to show up as meeting people where they're at, to that point of Erika mentioning that comment by Brandon, is how do you want me to approach you? Do you want to lead by example and making sure you're doing those daily things so that it makes it much easier to lead from the front while you're asking your team to do these same things and follow your actions to move forward? Um, so definitely challenge you guys to look at that, take some self-inventory, some stock of where you're currently at, level up, utilize the resources that you guys have around you, the relationships that you have. We have so much to take advantage of, but couldn't thank you enough, Erika, for hopping on and sharing some insights for Momentum Tuesday.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we will see you next week. Thanks.